Good morning.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
Me too. Thank you for joining. My name is Ian.
I'm Lauren.
And this is the morning routine live on Sundays at 8:30.
Bars and bells.
Bars and bells. The church bells just went, speaking of bells. And our bars are on the wall. And we have our chair right here for a balance aid. So get ready to get in touch. We've had our coffee. I'm pretty well caffeinated at this point. So we'll start with the breath. From
There's
standing.
always room for more caffeine. Like one more cup.
Oh,
anyway.
We'll squeeze it in there by the end of the day, I'm sure. Comfortable stance for yourself there. Maybe the feet are turned out. Place one hand on the belly, one hand on that chest. Take your big 4-second breath in through the nose. Fill the belly. Then exhale. Pulling that belly to spine. Repeat. The top hand stays calm. Bottom hand feels the fill and exhale. Repeat that same effort in the chest. Breath in. Exhale. The belly is to the spine. The chest fills, inhaling. And exhale. Adding some pauses, let's return to the belly. Take a big breath in, looking to make room. And hold full for 4 seconds. Slow exhale, pulling that belly to spine. Also hold for 4 seconds. Repeat that same effort in the chest. Breath in for 4. Slow and steady stream of breath and hold. And exhale. Let's also hold empty here. And now with that belly button pulled in tight, breathe as to not move the belly button. Ooh, that's a strong breath. And exhale. Now repeat 3 more like that. The belly's to the spine. We increase the pressure in the abdominals here. Exhale. I'm not sure if Lauren's going 360 like that title belt.
My diaphragm is working as you keep that belly button in.
Let's do that twice more here. Take that gentle punch. Exhale. We're going to do one more just like that. Let's breathe in. Exhale. Now take one full belly breath. Expand. And exhale. And one big chest breath. Exhale. And shake. Continue to breathe. Think about the difference between the respiring and breathing. Slow it down. All right, head next. At the chin, gentle chin tuck towards that sternum. Crown of head goes high as the chin goes towards low. Then pull down gently to go up. Nice and control. And then pull down to lift the crown of your head high. This time, scrape the clavicle, looking over a shoulder, and then casually look up at the center. Up. And then pull the chin down, the crown high. Repeat the lateral clavicle reach, then look up the wall to center, crown of head high, and reverse once. We'll extend to the ceiling, looking over the shoulder, down the wall. The chin may touch that clavicle. And as we go up, we're pulling down, up and pulling down, and then reaching to the other side. Nice and gentle chin towards clavicle, to center, and pull down, to return, to center. I like that stance a little bit wider for one more drill here from standing. Hands across the body. Imagine your shoulders again are on top of those hips, on top of an island right below. At the rib cage, can we laterally flex or oscillate this rib cage while staying over the hips? If Lauren's doing the good job, over here is the too much effort. So for 1 or 2 more, very light, keep the rib cage centered on top of the hips, and then return to center. Do a quarter rotation, so my sternum here will turn to face 2 o'clock. And now modest efforts will do our lateral back bend, and then on that same diagonal, find that gentle front corner. Once or twice more, those hips are facing forward, the shoulders are on a diagonal, return to the center, and then sternum facing forward. And for the last time, rotation the other way, gentle side bend, Again, not a big shape here. We're keeping the rib cage over the hips. Modest efforts. Watch the shoulders shrugging here. And just get that rib cage moving like a tree canopy here. Return. Sternum to front and shake. I'll digress. As Lauren gets to the floor, I have my chair here. Sitting is maybe not the easiest version of this next series of drills, but it might give you the visual representation as Lauren enjoys this from the floor.
I suggest you come on down with
For
me.
the floor.
Come on, lying down on your back, knees bent, feet flat on the floor, head chin tucked. From here, we'll gently bring a leg up towards our chest, gripping behind the knee. With our hand lightly behind the knee, we'll slowly straighten the leg, not to stretch out the hamstring yet, just to be able to look at our ankle. As we're looking at our ankle here, let's point the foot, and then slowly start articulating an ankle circle towards the midline of your body. So you're going to start drawing that circle towards the center. We're only a quarter way around that circle, so take your time. As you come down to that dorsiflexed foot, make sure that knee doesn't move as you reach out to the far side and continue that last half circle all the way back up to the pointed foot. We'll repeat in the opposite direction. From point, pinky side this time, reaching out, not letting that knee hip go with you. Pulling through that dorsiflexed foot, and then as you come towards center, again, don't let the leg turn with you, just the ankle is moving here. Finishing up that circle in your full plantar or pointed foot. Now, with tension and control at the ankle, keep the toes crunched or pointed-ish, but pull into dorsiflexion. So pull your foot back to that flex foot, but try not to let the toes lead like an elf. Do that one more time. Point your foot, and then use your ankle muscles, not your toe muscles, to pull your foot back to dorsiflexed. Then from there, we'll gently let go, bend the knee, and return the foot to the floor. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Knee comes up.
To sit tall on that one, I feel I'm quasimodoing to the back, yeah.
With a light grip behind your knee, light bend, we're looking at our foot into a pointed foot. Again, starting to draw the center, circle towards the center of the body, towards the big toe side. Just approaching that quarter position, coming around through the dorsiflexed or that flex ankle, reaching out to the pinky side, making sure my knee and lower leg don't go with me as I scrape all the way back to center. From that pointed foot, start going towards the pinky side. As you reach around there and come across to that dorsiflexed foot, look at your toes, trying to make them not work too hard, but make this movement come from the ankle joint. We're all the way to that pointed foot again. And then again, with those toes lightly pointed or crunched and leading with the ankle, let's flex the foot by pulling the foot towards the shin. Again, try not to let those toes go nutso. And then go back to your pointed foot.
Nutso.
And one last time, pull the foot to the shin, keeping the toes in line with the foot. And then gently relax, and we'll bend the knee, placing that foot down. This time, we'll turn our attention to our hamstrings as we do the similar idea. So with one knee bent, we'll bring the other leg up towards our chest. And I want you to get your heel as close to your bum as you can right now. And then, with tension on your hamstrings, slowly start to straighten your leg. You're safe straight this morning. Now point your foot and see if you can straighten your knee more. And then try to keep it that straight as you flex your foot or push the heel towards the ceiling. Do that one more time. Point your foot. Try to straighten your knee. Flex your foot. Try to keep that knee straight. Hold for a second. And then use the muscles to close the leg with power. Trying to kick the butt again. Hold for a second. And then let it rest. Same thing, other side. Knee comes in. Heel towards butt. Then, do we like buttocks or butt better? Let me know. From here, tension on the back of the leg is gluteus. Slowly straighten that leg to a full straight. From there, point the foot, straighten the knee. Keep the knee as straight as you can as you flex the foot again. Pressing that heel to the ceiling. One more time, point the foot, try to re-straighten. And then flex the foot by pressing the heel into the ceiling, straightening the knee. And then gently bend with control, trying to get that heel towards the butt again, and gently relax. Great. If you're me lying down, let's go both legs go out straight. If you're Ian, you're gonna extend one leg and the heel will be resting on the floor.
Can I do it with a bent knee?
You can, it's way harder. Okay, for us lying down, bring a knee in over your chest. Or over your hip. So your knee is bent, your foot is flexed, and your femur is right in line with your hip. So a nice vertical leg. Now from here, we're going to imagine our femur as our pivot point, and we're going to externally rotate or bring the ankle towards the opposite shoulder. And then we're going to bring that back to center and slowly try internally rotating, so our ankle towards the outside of our body. As we do this a couple more times, work through that nice and slow. Don't let your hips or your pelvis hike up on either side. So imagine we're only rotating that femur in the socket. One last time, externally rotate or try to show yourself the inseam of your pants. And then back to center and internally rotate, hiding or turning the inseam away. And center, and then just bend that leg, placing it on the floor and extend. How was that, okay?
That was all right.
Okay.
Better that my legs get to rest on the floor.
Yeah.
Those hip flexors.
Same thing other side. Bring that knee up, so our femur's right over top. Our knee is bent at about 90 degrees, and your foot is either pointed or flexed. Now externally rotate, so knee to opposite shoulder, inseam towards your face. Back through center, internally rotate, ankle towards the same shoulder, and back to center. 2 more times each way. Sometimes I put my finger on top of my kneecap, and I really imagine it not moving. It's just a straw in a socket that pivots. I know that wasn't the best example.
Straw
I don't
in
know.
a socket.
Yeah,
Ooh.
like a dowel in a socket.
Okay.
Last one, internal rotation. Back to center, and then extend. You always say straws, so it was in my head.
Gotta slurp it in that straw.
Nice. From here, we'll flip over to our wrists.
Staying on the floor.
Staying on the floor. So flip her over. Let's get in our all fours position here. I'll do the wrists, and then Ian will take you through some splits. Extending those fingertips out, placing the fingertips on the floor through the fingers, callus line, palms come down. Once your palms have landed, let's shrug our shoulders up into our ears, and then pull them down. Keep them there the rest of this time. Looking at your elbows. Are your elbow pits or blood donations forward? Let's make them forward. And then let's hide them, turning them backwards. Repeat that a couple times. Keep your shoulders packed, rotate your blood donations forward, and then try to rotate them backwards. Last time, end with the blood donations forward, or those elbow pits forward. Grip the floor with your hands, pull your hands towards your knees, and drift your shoulders towards over your fingertips in wrist extension. Now use your fingers to press yourself back. Repeat that one more time. Pack your shoulders, straighten your elbows, pull your shoulders towards wrist extension, and then press so much this time we just flick away and shake that out. From here, we're going to find our fists today. So we'll extend our arms, find the top knuckles. From here, again, shoulders are down, elbows are straight. Keeping them straight, gently roll over the back of a hand, opening that hand up. If your knees are closer to their hands, it's going to be a little bit easier than being way far back. I recommend being close. Now push into the back of the floor and get back up to those knuckles. Repeat, shoulder packed, elbow straight, roll over the back of the hand, opening up, breathing, feeling
Keeping that shoulder
down, and push back. One more time each side. As we do this, we should feel some stretch opening through the back side of our wrist up into our forearm. We don't want any pinch, so make sure we have no pinches there. Last time, other side. If we need to back off this stretch, we could be doing this facing a wall. And last one to close up, we'll press the floor away, shake it out, and rip into some splits here.
Splits. Hopefully our pants are stretchy enough, but take time. We don't need to get too crazy with this move. Lately, we've loved that 90-90 or modified 90 position here on that elbow. So practicing our good habits here, let's avoid the shrug, press the floor away, engage those abs. From here, often again, we talk about that front hip or top hip pushing forward, and the bottom hip, in this case, that's my right here, I'm pulling that femur into a straw as into a socket. There we go.
See?
Pull it in. So keeping that hip forward, pulling in. From here, can we gently straighten that front leg? Then from this position, let's just press ourselves to a little bit of those jazzy splits here. For 1 or 2 repetitions only, let's return to that femur bone and rotate in. So here I'm trying to draw a circle across this horizon, bring my femur in. Then I'll slowly let that go into the external rotation. Personally, I have a ton of that. This way, not so much. So looking to make room on either side of that joint, think about rotating in and holding, and that kind of feels really amazing in my other butt cheek. And then nice and slow to turn. Return one more time to center, and then casually find the elbow on the ground, and then gently bend that front knee. We'll spend one more time here on the back leg now. So assuming that nice strong position relative to our side lying position, let's lift that knee out the back, but keep the foot on the floor, keep the hip forward, and for 10 seconds here, we're gonna gently try to lift up that knee.
Lauren's just gonna keep looking away from the camera.
And breathe.
Oh, my face.
And then nice and slow, with control, return to the floor. I like to do that maybe 1 or 2 more times on this side. So let's keep that hip forward, packed shoulders. The foot will stay heavy here as we look to lift and hold for 10, 9, 8, breathing. It could be intense, and then we're gonna own that as we return. We'll do that one last time here, so set that up just right here in that lunge, and then nice and control, looking to lift the back leg. I'm pressing my foot into the floor to lift from my buttock, but driving that action through the foot, and then nice and slow down. From here, no rules, let's just switch that over to the other side, and same thing from that side lying or elbow position. So we're in our 90, avoiding that shrug, so you might have to scooch over just to make it just right here. Pat shoulders, strong sidelines here. Top hip again, butt squeezes, presses forward. Bottom leg, slurp that in, femur sockets. Let's do it. From there, we straighten
the
front leg. So nice and control, straighten out that front leg, and then press through the hand to assume our little jazzy split. Same efforts as before now, so stiffen that leg. We have our nice karate style foot here, and at the hip, I'm trying, believe it or not, I got nothing right there. Try to roll in on that hip, and then nice and control, looking to roll out, keeping the knee stiff or straight. Nice, Lauren. Then same thing the other side. So rolling in, my goodness, breathing, nice and control, and then slow out. And then we'll do that one last time here, stiffen up that knee, right on, and then nice and control, rolling in.
If you have giant calves, your heels will come off the floor.
You talking about mine or yours or both? Both.
I shouldn't say giant, strong.
From there, we're keeping it rolled in just that little bit. Find yourself back on that elbow, proud shoulders, then nice slow bend on the front knee. So again, get it just right. Keep that top hip forward. And now for 10 seconds, the back foot stays heavy and we try to lift that knee. They're making sure we're not opening the hip. The hip is still forward and nice and controlled, return to the floor. So with that hip forward, foot's down in the back and lifting up for 10, 9. Feel that in the butt. If we feel that somewhere else, we need to modify this effort here. We'll all reset nice and slow. And then for the last time, the hips are forward, packed shoulders, lift up that back knee, and breathe. And how you doing there, Lauren?
Great.
3, 2, nice and control, reset to the floor. Lauren, take over that bear crawl just a little bit, little hover, little core.
Excellent.
And I would like to maybe come back to the splits one more time.
Press through to tall. Flip over to that all fours position with your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips, and your toes slightly tucked under. Let's again grip the floor with our hands, pull our shoulders out of our ears, straighten our elbows, tuck our toes, start pulling the floor together underneath you as if you're rippling the floor, and then keep pulling so much your knees lift up. Only about 1-2 inches 10 centimeters if you want to be metric. Now start pulling, I know that's a very big difference between 2 inches. Start pulling the floor together underneath you and breathe and brace and hold, and then gently set your knees down and take a second off. If you're rocking back, let's tilt that tail to the ceiling, get a little extra stretch in there. And then come back through to stack your shoulders over top of your wrists. One more time, start pulling the floor together underneath you. Pull so much your knees lift to a hover position. Your core is braced. I couldn't move you if I tried. Could you lift a foot up off the floor but not twist? And then switch. And one more time of each side if you'd like. Keeping that tension, keeping that brace, and then slowly press or put your knees down and take a second off.
Okay,
Up or down.
Turn to that lunge for a quick sign on the ground here. We're in that side lying. Let's just press ourselves to the tall position while extending that front leg. Now, with those hands out front, stiff leg in the front, it won't move. Think pulling into center to really get those adductors saying hello.
But not internally rotating.
Yep, perhaps.
Rotating.
Not over-rotating, right? So Lauren has more of that internal rotation, but you're trying to find center where that kneecap is facing up to the ceiling. From here, put your hand on that lateral leg now. Without the knee lifting, make that intense. Super slow. Start to lift that knee from the hip into the hand. That could feel amazing or hello, hello right here. 3, 2, and then just slowly relax that effort. Do that once more. So we're tall, we have our nice straight leg out in front, pressing the floor away to engage our core. Hand on that lateral leg, stiffen the elbow, whatever fits here.
Oh, I'm already working.
Nice, oh my goodness, and only go for 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, and then nice and easy on the off effort there. We did 2, might we do one more for Lauren's favorite, number 3. Nice and tall. Hand to lateral, and we're looking for that moment before it actually lifts. We often call that 5 more seconds here, the preload. Feel the tension before it actually moves, and then relax. Nice and easy effort here. Melt out of that, and switch to the other side. So we can set up on the elbow, we're in our 90, tall sit, straighten the front leg, get it just right, and from here, use those hands on the ground to stabilize. The other arm, hand, the lateral aspect of the knee, and without actually lifting it, pretend. This side is way harder. What about you? You might have one that's easier or harder. 3, 2, and relax. Repeat. Super slow. We'll slowly find that preloading tension, lifting the knee into the hand for 4, 3, 2, coast the effort away. To finish one more, I promise this is the last one of this like this today. With some sitting tall, hand to that lateral knee, slowly start to lift up into it for 10, 9, 8, breathing 6. We okay?
Yeah.
3 and 2, and coast that away.
There's a raven downtown Guelph.
Oh, he's right there.
And he's right outside on the eaves across from us, and I've never seen him so close.
He's a big one.
Or she, because actually she has babies.
I think so.
Anyway, very exciting
From
times.
ravens to bears for one more time.
To that bear crawl.
Birds, bees, and bear
Oh,
crawls.
it's getting wild. Hands under the shoulders, toes tucked. From here, let's right away pull the floor together and lift our knees. Ian mentioned a little bear crawl, so let's take a hand and an opposite knee and step those forward. And continue moving around your room, whether it's forward a couple steps, sideways a couple steps, in that contralateral movement. And for the last couple steps here, if I put that bowl of water on your back, you would not spill it. Last 2, 1, and then just gently come down. From here, we'll tuck our toes, keep our tailbone long towards the ceiling, lift our knees up, pressing our heels down and assuming that A-frame shape or that down dog. Take a breath here. Shrug your shoulders, pushing the floor away and trying to press your heels down. Now let's bend our knees again, tilt our tailbone long, and slowly again try to straighten those knees. Oh, can you hear that? One last time, knees bend, tail tilts long.
The call of the raven.
Press and slowly stand up. I don't think our mics are that good. But she's a call-in out there.
Interestingly, it was only days before the Raven was spotted that Lauren dropped the Edgar Allan Poe name in the studio here. It's like, where did that come from? But, there's a Raven. Very many unique calls of that Raven. But let's move back to our practice here. Single leg deadlift hinges and then some shoulders. You do the hinge and I'll do the shoulder.
All right, we're hinging. So standing with your feet slightly wider than your hips, we'll chop our hips back into our usual hinge position, which means our toes are gripping the floor, our shins are vertical, and our spine is nice and long. Let's just feel this position, feel the load on the hamstrings and the glutes, and then push into the floor and extend through to tall. We'll continue that, but start moving to a single leg. Press those hips back again, assuming that hinge position. Now slowly transition your weight to one side, and the other leg will point long. Keep that toe connected to the floor as you draw a quarter circle around behind you. Stay here for a second. Lift your front hip up a little bit to make your front shin more vertical. Then, in one unit, stand up to tall. Step back to that hinge position. Repeat on the other side. Hip hinge. Load up by pushing, you're transferring your weight over. Reach long out the side. Draw that circle to the back. Lift the hip a little bit more to feel that load, and then up as one unit. One more time each side. Hinge. Transfer that weight. Keep the connection to the floor. Long around the back. Lift the hip a little bit more. Load it, and then up. Last time, other side. Hip hinge. Transfer over. Point the leg long. Keep the connection as you reach the back. Lift up just a bit more, and then all the way to tall. And shake it up.
Starting the Sunday here, or finishing the Sunday's practice with a little bit of the alphabet. The A, the W, the T, and the Y. For that again, I like my feet in that sumo style stance. You can sit, you can stand, you can be against the wall. But from here, assume the shape of that W. Nice and controlled, let's elevate the shoulders like Lauren has said, and then pull those armpits low to set the blade. From here, nice and slow, we'll extend on those elbows, palms forward or slightly turned up. Then at this place, let's elevate those shoulders, pull them back down, and then continue to pull the elbows towards the rib cage. Repeat the W shape here towards T, or challenge towards the Y. Armpits are set, elbows extend, and we're challenging ourselves towards that T or Y shape. Once we achieve the full extension of those elbows, let's elevate the shoulders as a shrug. We'll pull down with stiff elbows again, and then yet again, continue to pull towards the ribs, ending in the W. One more time. T's, Y's, or I's, the shoulder blades are set. We pull down to press up, and nice and control. Whether we end in my Y shape, Lauren's I shape, we'll elevate the shoulder, pull scapula or shoulder blades down, and then continue to pull to the W, finish with the arms forward in that A, and then shake it away. Shake it away. Right on. We have two more things to do here today.
Two more things.
One is a rib roll, one is a lateral leg hold, so get the balance aid available if that is for you. Let's do that little first, and then we'll finish with our nice rib roll. So again, Lauren will describe this lateral leg hold, those sidelines that we got excited in those lunge splitsy things.
All right.
Same muscle group here.
Standing up tall. Use your balance aid so it's about this, not balance. Take your outside leg, point it to the front, and then just draw a half circle or quarter circle to the side here. Now that we're here, let's gently internally rotate that leg or hide the inseam, but keep the belt line level. Keeping that internal rotation, straighten the leg, shoot energy through the toe, and start lifting the leg off the floor. Doesn't have to be high. Lift it from here, not from here. 3, 2, tap. Let's externally rotate our inseam forward. Same thing, keep the belt line level, straighten the leg first, then lift it in that external rotation for 4, 3, 2, tap. One more time of each. Internally rotate, hiding the inseam. Belt stays level, engage in active lift off. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, tap. Externally rotate, inseam forward, hips forward, load it, lift it, hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, tap. Bring that leg around to the front and then pull it underneath to close. Oh, just need a minute between sides here.
That was my idea to finish with this. Lauren kind of dreaded that. So if she needs a little rest, I do too.
I do, but I know it's good and it's good for the hips. Let's do the same thing on the other side.
Okay.
Point it to the front, send the leg to the side, but the hips push forward. Slowly hide the inseam or internally rotate. Make sure that leg is straight and you're starting to feel your glute even before you lift up. If allowed, lift. What I don't want is it to get all crunchy and hiked up in this side, so stay lengthened. Tap. Externally rotate, opening up. Same thing. Try that active lift off and hold, keeping the leg nice and straight for 3, 2, tap down. Internally rotate, hiding that inseam again. Keep the belt line level. Active lift off and hold for 4, 3, 2, tap. Last time, that external rotation, inseam forward. Straighten the leg first and then lift it off for 5. Belt stays level. 4, 3, 2, tap. Pull the leg to the front and underneath to close. Whew.
Can we add the wiggles in there too?
We can have the wiggles in there too.
We'll finish today's practice with a rib roll, so inspired by the tree canopies on a windy day, and heavy feet for strength in the floor like roots. Grip the floor, including my pinky toes, Lauren. Yes, I've been thinking about those pinky toes all day. Stiffen the knees, squeeze your butt cheeks, brace the core. For this, I like my hands across the chest, and we're revisiting the rib roll. From here, nice and easy, flex the rib cage, but keep the shoulder blades back. Now pull down to lift up. What did you feel? Did you feel engaged abs and stretch through that mid-back T-spine? If so, that's what we're looking for. Let's do that one more time. Nice and easy, flex through that rib cage, but keeping the shoulder blades retracted or back. Nice and slow down. Now I like to visualize pulling my sternum to my hips, but lifting my ribs. Keep your sternum to your hips and lift through the rib cage. How's your shield? And then reset. Add tension to this rib roll as we go through. We're looking to be moving from the rib cage and above. Avoid big shapes, feel strength on the abs, one roll each way, and we'll get on with our day here. Hands across chest. Nice and control. Let's get ourselves to a rotation first. So nice and control, quarter turn. From here, I'll dip to a back corner and circling to the front, nice and control.
Nice and controlled.
When we reach center, sternum is down, lift the ribs. Next, add a rotation the other direction. Check on the rotation. Gentle side bend to the back corner, and then up and over and to the front. Connect that sternum to the hips and lift through the ribs and reset. Again, we'll do our rotation. We'll go a quarter turn or back bend to the back corner. This time, we're going up and over to a new corner, and then finishing that nice control rib roll to center. Zip the sternum down and lift through the rib cage. Final effort today, rotation to the other side. Side bend to the back corner. Nice and easy, we'll do our back bend through the T-spine, and then rib rolling to center now. Last effort, pull the sternum down, lift through the rib cage, and let it all out with the shakes. To our students, to our members, to our patrons, thank you very much for being here today. We understand membership comes in all sizes and all forms and are very grateful for your continued support. So we'll be here next week, except it's a special week next week. Won't tell you what it is next week, but stay tuned to that link letter And we look forward to training with you, staying strong with you, and
Getting older with you.
she gave it away there a little bit. So thank you very much for joining. My name is Ian.
I'm Lauren.
Keep it.
Well, take care, stay strong, and see you soon. Have a great day.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.